All right, so we are on lesson R-7, special right triangles with trigonometry. I mean, you're not going to get any XP if no one's game warden. Yeah, today's date is Wednesday, October 16th. October 16th, 2019. You're watching this video with a substitute, and Gio and James should be working on Quizlet. Look over at them. Are they on Quizlet? All right, they should be on Quizlet. All right, so Gio and James, who are in the present tense, which for you guys watching the video is the past tense. Someone read our objective.
Find the x and y coordinates of the unit circle using 30, 60, 90, and 40, 45, 90 triangles with sine and
Cosine, yep. Wow, it is a mouthful. It's combining everything that we've been doing for the last few lessons. So Gio gets 50 XP for doing that. Thank you, James. So it's waiting for it to load. You might have to restart it. So some review. Which trig function will give you the which coordinate? One of you is going to do one of you is going to do the other. Who's going to go first? Take a guess, Gio. You're still going to get XP. Sine will give you what? Is it x or the y? Sine is the y.
Oh,
it is the y. So James, therefore, which is which? What goes in the next two? Cosine is... There it is. We need to have that memorized. Say again? Yeah, Google should be fine. All right, so a unit circle is a circle with its center at the... Just shout them out from here on out. At the, what do you call that center point? It is 0, 0. It has a name called the origin. And what is the radius of a unit circle? Unit. How big is it? What is the radius? 360. No. I mean, it does have 360 degrees in a circle, but it has a radius of a length of just one.
180.
Just one.
Oh.
Just one. The length is one. So, I want to talk about why we get these numbers. These are the numbers that we're going to have to memorize. You're going to be like, oh my God, Mr. Sindel, you're killing me. Like, all these numbers I have to memorize? Yes, but you'll notice that there's a trick to it. You'll notice what's happening here. But before I talk about the trick, where do those numbers even come from? I want you to have that solid understanding. So, if it has a radius of 1 and it comes from the origin, then we can all nod our heads yes, that length is 1, that length is 1. I mean, the radius is 1. So, mark it on your notes. What we need to do now is we need to figure out what the x-coordinate is. So this coordinate right here and this coordinate right here, what is the length of these side lengths of the triangle? That will be the coordinate of that point, something comma something.
Don't we use like a special things for the
special right triangle? That's where it always comes from. So you should know this, and if you don't, the special right triangle posters are back there above Einstein's head on that cubby. If this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, if I'm going from the hypotenuse to the short leg, what is the operation that I'm doing? Good guess, but no. I divide by... Good guess, keep going, keep guessing. I divide by something.
You divide by square root of 3.
Keep going.
You divide by square root of...
It's even easier, there's no square root.
You divide by 2.
Divide by 2. There it is. So if I'm dividing by 2, this length therefore is? 1/2. If I want to move from the short leg to the long leg, what is the operation that I need to do? And I should make these red to match my posters.
Divide by, or your square root by 2. By 3.
You multiply by
Square root of 3.
square root of 3. Which means instead of having 1 over 2, I have what over 2?
Square root of 3 over 2.
Square root of 3 over 2. Which means that this coordinate point for right here, and I should be switching colors back and forth, this coordinate point right here has the coordinate of, well, the x was I went positive square root of 3 over 2, square root of 3 over 2, and then I went up 1/2. And you can see down in the table below, square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. That's where that came from.
Whoa.
Every single one of these comes from a special right triangle. So let's show you another one. This hypotenuse on the left has a length of 1, a hypotenuse of 1. How do I get from the hypotenuse to either leg? And I should be switching to red. To any leg. Divide by
Square root of 2.
There it is. Divide by square root of 2. And that happens for either leg. So I now need to do, what is 1 divided by the square root of 2? And I can't just write that here. I need to do some scratch work. So I'm going to do my scratch work in green here. So I have 1 over square root of 2, and Gio has it, multiplied by square root of 2 over square root of 2. Thank you.
divided by square root of 2 times square root of 2.
Isn't it just square root of 2 over 2? Or square root
Square root of 2 over 2.
Square root of 2 over,
Because the bottom would be the square root of 2 times 2, or the square root of 2 squared, or the square root of 4, however you want to think of it.
and then
Either way, that's going to simplify to 2 for the denominator. So that is the actual coordinate. So let's go ahead and label it. That length here of this line is the square root of 2, square root of 2 divided by 2. And this length is also square root of 2 divided by 2. But wait, there's more. Because, yeah, you already have it. Because I'm going to the left, Geo, which one of these two is negative? Is it the left or the bottom? The bottom is negative. And if I come down here, you can see that this right here has a negative x coordinate and a positive y coordinate. So now you know where all these numbers are coming from. Know this also. You have only 3 numbers to remember. Your 3 numbers to remember are 1/2, square root of 3 over 2, and square root of 2 over 2. There are no other numbers aside from 0 and 1, which are really straightforward. So I guess if I'm being very technical, there are 5 numbers because 0 and 1 are included in there. Those are the only possible numbers, positive and negative, depending on where around the circle I am.
no negative square root of 3.
There's a negative square root of 3 over 2, like that. But there's no just square root of 3. There's only 5 numbers, I guess, that you need to have memorized, and you need to know where they go. So the 5 numbers, they're on this unit circle, and if you want me to list them again, I can, but there they are. Those are the only possibilities. You have 0, 1, 1/2, square root of 3 over 2, and square root of 2 over 2. Those are the only possibilities that I have. We also know that cosine will give me the x, sine will give me the y. So on the back here, you're going to groan, I know.
So
It's drill and kill. How do I do this now? So the cosine of 45, I need to think, okay, where in my head is 45 degrees? Everyone point with your arm. If you're watching the video, point in your arm. There it is. What type of triangle did you just make?
it's
You
a
made
40,
right
40,
triangle.
30, 30,
You're
30,
always making the right triangle,
60, 90.
James.
Wait, 45, 45.
It's a 45, 45, 90. And a 45, 45, 90 is going to have what lengths? Here and here are going to be the same. They're going to be square root of
Square root of 2.
over.
2.
It's the same number over and over. It's going to be the square root of 2 over 2. Then you have to think, okay, am I talking about the x or the y? In this case, it doesn't matter. They're both the same. It's square root of 2 over 2. Done. Square root of 2 over 2. You have to be careful, though. Some of them might be negative, and you have to be sometimes careful, too, because if it's a 30, 60, 90 triangle, is it going to be square root of 3 over 2, or is it going to be 1/2?
That's looking for the x, right?
This is asking for the x. So if you want to write that in your notes, cosine is x. Sine is asking for the y. And I'm thinking of a 30-degree triangle.
So it's square root of 3 over 2.
So careful, that would be cosine of 30 degrees.
Oh, so it's 1/2.
This is going to be 1/2. These you just have to have memorized. You should be able to do it without looking at your paper and just flipping back and forth.
So the x coordinate goes first. And then
Goes x, comma y. That's for a coordinate pair. So James, cosine of 60. I'll give you like 30 seconds. Cosine of 60. So try to do this as much as you can without looking at your notes. So cosine of 60 degrees. 60 degrees is, make it with your arm. 60 degrees is right up here. It's almost 90, but a little bit off. And then it's going to be sine. So the height of this, that's the long leg. The long leg is always,
60,
the long leg is always what length?
1/2.
1.
So up here, the long leg was this long leg. The long leg will always be,
Oh,
Square root of 3
over 2.
there it is, square root of 3 divided by 2. All right, coming back to Geo. Oh wait, it's cosine.
Yeah, that's what.
You're right, 1/2. Cosine was asking for the x coordinate. I was doing the y coordinate. The x coordinate is 1/2. You're right. So Geo, you're doing sine of 60. So first of all, point at 60. It's the same one. Okay. Now I'm talking about the sine, the y coordinate. So that's the long leg, not the short leg.
Square root of 3 over 2.
Square root of 3 over 2. Perfect. Now you guys are going to have to go through all of these and figure out what they are. Again, there's only a limited number of choices. Be careful of negatives. You should know where radians are now because we've been practicing radians nonstop. If you need to practice more, there's Quizlet. Geo and James are getting better and better. I think Geo just beat Mr. Sindell's 2 high scores too. So I'll see if I can beat you tonight if I have time. You guys should be able to do all of these now. So once you finish all of these, then you may begin the homework. So drill and kill, I know it's kind of hard, but it's the only way to learn this. Practice, practice, practice. Try to look at the front side as little as possible. Do this in your head. The math is in your head. You should be able to visualize the type of triangle. Is it pointing up more? Is it pointing down more? Is it like a 30, 60, 90 is 60, 30, 90. Exactly what type of triangle is it? Then make sure you don't forget your negatives. There's only 4 possible choices. I mean, sine of 0, that's one of the easier ones. Know how to do these. Good luck.